Hi,
Howdy.
I'm Shelly, and this is Brett.
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
And this is With Bowl and Spoon. You're listening to Brett and Shelly's Year in Review. And wow, what a year it's been. Some things we won't be able to talk about. We don't want to. We're going to talk about food. The food is the important part, and we have had some great food adventures in this year of 2023.
We even had a peanut butter sandwich.
Okay, so, we missed the entire 2022, but that's okay. It's a whole other story.
Did we sleep through it?
No, I had other things going on, other goals in life that I thought things were going in a totally different direction, and I was really, really shockingly surprised.
But you don't know that yet.
Yeah, but that is, anyway, so I was shook back to reality in July, and here I am at the podcast with Bowl and Spoon. But yeah, so that's 2022 is a whole thing. We're not going to dwell on the past, but in 2023, we actually started our year out in another country.
It's true.
Where were we, Brett?
We were in Mexico.
Mexico. Where?
Yelapa.
Yelapa, Mexico.
And Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah. Yelapa is a tiny little town that is about 45-minute taxi ride, water taxi ride from Puerto Vallarta in Mexico, which is on the west coast, the Pacific. We were staying in this little house up on the hill, and we had this view of the bay.
It was at the foot of the Sierra Madre.
And we were seeing, because at that time it's migration season for the whales, so that was amazing. And the sea and just everything. It was amazing. We didn't even do any snorkeling trips or anything like that. We just stayed in this little village. I keep wanting to call it an island because you couldn't get anywhere without you couldn't drive anywhere. There were no cars there. There were
it was walking, or people would take you around on donkeys or ATVs,
which we didn't do either of those things either. We just walked around. So anyway, and we ate some amazing food. There was this really great little restaurant right at the pier right where the boats come in, called Cafe Baha'i, and we ate there a bunch of times. And they made some amazing food.
They did make some lovely food.
And that's where Brett has started collecting recipes from travels. And what did you get at this place?
It was everywhere on every table, wasn't it? And there, although I don't remember it stretching out into Puerto Vallarta, but certainly all the way around
Yelapa.
You would be delivered your tray of salsas and limes and guac sauce, and then there would be a jar of peppered oil and a jar of what turns out to be Marita sauce. And the Marita sauce is the recipe that we managed to bring home with us.
Yeah, we got it right from the guy who made our favorite one, too.
It was lovely.
Because everybody has their different versions of it, so...
Yeah, and, now we know it's a little more ubiquitous, but it doesn't matter. It's just a more recent habit. Travels, what souvenir will you bring back? Well, a recipe is a pretty good thing to bring back. So that's been good, and only I've had to make 4 times as much as I would because everybody wants it.
Oh, have to make. You enjoy that so much. You enjoy making, you've done it, little tweaks on it each time. Anyway, and we managed to bookend our year with Marita sauce, which we'll get to at the very end of this episode with our amazing anniversary dinner we had last night. Anything else about the food in Mexico that you want to talk about? Because we have another 11 months to talk about our year in review here.
Well, this is true. But yes, good Lord. Being so coastal, so much seafood, and it was so good.
I even ate fish.
It's true.
We went on a taco tour, and I had 3 fish tacos.
Mostly without complaining. It was truly, truly wonderful. No, it was wonderful for me. I joked before we left that I was going to subsist on naught but fish tacos for 2 weeks, and that's practically what I did. And I would do it again.
Yeah.
Take me back, I'll do it again.
We hope to do that. And the way that we found out about Yelapa was from our old neighbors now, who have moved away, unfortunately. But they got married there in 2011?
Yeah, I'm going
And
to
so then we were there for their anniversary. Yeah, we sent them pictures. That was fun.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, it really is truly a beautiful place and lovely people, and my God, the food. Oh, look at those tacos.
Put a bunch of pictures on our
not
blog.
Tacos, volcans. Look at those volcans. Yeah. Oh, yum.
They're the ones that don't fold.
Yeah, yeah.
And my favorite was the tiny shrimp quesadilla. Oh, that was so good. So yummy.
Yeah.
Right, so like lots of fresh food, lots of amazing food. Salsas, flavors, chilies, spice.
Star fruit straight off the tree.
Oh, that's right. We got a star fruit. And drinks, too. Raicilla is the liquor that is, from what we understand, the predecessor, like the great-grandmother of tequila. That it was Raicilla, then mezcal, then tequila. And there was a specialty there. And there was this quote that I read somewhere in Yalapa that said, when you drink Raicilla, you'll walk home on your lips. And I didn't exactly know what that meant, but I was like, I don't want to do that, so I'm going to steer away from Raicilla.
Challenge accepted, said Shelley.
No, we did not even have it until we were in Puerto Vallarta.
No, until we were back in Puerto Vallarta. But I think from what I understand, though, it wasn't the rule that is made from wild agave.
I think that is,
made from wild agave. And
anyway, still don't have the story straight on that, but
it skirts licensing laws, or not licensing.
It was kind of like
taxation.
The Mexican moonshine when they started taxing this was the story we heard. They started taxing tequila. That the people who lived in the mountains were like, we're not making tequila, we're making Raicilla, and it's not taxable. So that was our understanding of it. Still don't have the entire story straight, but maybe we'll get 5 more stories next time we're there. It was really a lovely little town. Everything was very steep. That's another reason why I didn't want to get loaded in Yalapa, because there was 265 steps to get to our house on the hill. And I thought, and it was real dark and
real hot.
Yeah, I was just very afraid of damaging myself somehow. So I was like, no, steer away from that. Did drink plenty of margaritas though.
Yep. Yes, you would even bring tubs of them home.
Well, tub. That's funny. Yeah. But that was safer to drink once I was up there, and then I just stay up.
You only had to fall into bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, absolutely. No, that was just charming though, and the view that we got from that, and the birds in the morning. My goodness.
It was a lovely trip, yeah.
But the food, oh my goodness.
Highly recommend Yalapa, Mexico.
Yeah.
And then in February, I went to the PASA conference in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And at the South Market in Lancaster, there was this business, and I was their very first customer. And
was this market like, what do they call it now, where it's generating new businesses, a bit like...
It's an incubator kind of thing, yeah. So it had small businesses that were just starting out, and this was Laotian and Colombian food fusion. And it was really cute. When I went over and I was like, oh, this sounds really interesting. I said to the guy, I was like, so you're Colombian? And he's like, yes, and my wife is Laotian, and she's over there. And I walked over and I said, oh, it's so good to meet you. And then I hear this little voice behind me say, I'm the fusion. And I look around and it's their daughter. It was just really, really adorable. So that was really cute. And I'm hoping to go back to see them someday. They had this crispy rice dish. It was so good.
Do you remember the name of the place?
It's called Mikado's Eatery. Mekatos Eatery. And they are lovely. And then also at the PASA conference, I learned about cordyceps mushrooms, which are the mushrooms that infect the brains of ants and other insects and then cause them to bury themselves, and then that essentially plants the mushroom. It's wild, but it's a food thing. Definitely worth more exploring, and maybe I should interview the guy that does that stuff.
Yeah. But apparently not interested in our brains, eh?
No, we can eat them, and apparently they don't even know how good it is for us. It's just there's a lot of benefits that we haven't even discovered yet, is my point. And then also in February, I got on a dragon fruit kick and realized that I really prefer the yellow dragon fruit over the red dragon fruit. And then
right.
rediscovered that again last week when I bought one of each.
True. Very, very yummy.
Yep. So, anything else you have from like February?
I'm having a hard time. We're
right.
just racing through
Let's
the
see
year.
what I've got.
It's a blur.
That's okay, because it's 12 months and it's only an hour episode. So,
All right.
oh, in March I went to Buffalo with Stephanie Joy.
Oh, that's right.
And that was really fun.
Hunted down the
we
real
needed a girls'
winged
trip.
buffaloes.
Yeah, we did have buffalo wings on our last day, and the surprising secret ingredient to the buffalo hot wings.
Love?
No, cinnamon.
Oh.
Remember? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember. It was amazing. It was delicious. We were there for just a couple nights.
Yeah.
We stayed in Airbnb. It was nice. Just me and SJ. And we decided, since we were right there by Canada, that we would go to Canada for
A curry?
Indian food. Yeah. I don't know why. We went to the American Falls and we were walking around. It was really cold because it was March. We were looking across and we're like, there's Canada. We should just go into Canada because we can. So we did.
Did you have your passport?
I don't know. I don't know if that was even necessary. Maybe we did. Whatever. But we went to Canada. We got back. We went to duty free. That was one thing we wanted to do.
Oh, that's true.
But we went to Canada and we
I
had
did get
Indian
my
food.
crunchies. That's true.
You did get your crunchies and you did get your whiskey. So yeah, it was good.
Always good.
And we had a bunch of breweries and stuff, and of course the buffalo wings, which were delicious. So that was fun.
Yeah. I mean, no, it was just...
That was a food thing. Of course, you weren't part of it. I'm sorry. But you were there for the March Meatball Madness
Oh,
that
and
Sprezzatura had.
that was... Madness is
It
honesty
was.
in advertising.
They do every year, and I'm sure they'll do it again this year.
It's a charity thing, right?
I don't know, but it's this promotional thing that they do to deter, like, all the staff make up meatball recipes, and then they pit them just like they do in basketball tournaments. You know, March Madness. They do the same thing with meatballs. And so there's two meatballs against two meatballs, and then the winner goes against the other two meatballs. And so there's a whole bracket thing, I think is what they call it. Anyway, the winner was spicy pork meatball, which was good.
I really don't remember which one won.
It was pretty crazy.
There was some very, very strange ideas and flavours in there, and weirdly, they were generally the ones that were the most satisfying, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm. We're going to have to do these, record episodes at the time, so we remember these details.
Instead of having radio events of,
Yeah. You okay there?
You remember the thingy, the what's it, and we went there, and it had the stuff.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see. We'll head into April. So things started growing again, and we had greens, which was nice.
Yep.
Garlic greens, arugula, that kind of stuff.
Dandelion greens.
Yeah, it's all, and they're good for you. I love when that happens. So that's
chives.
April. Yeah.
Good stuff.
The other thing that happened in April is we realized that Casa Brazil was closing in May. And so we started going to Casa Brazil every week.
Should have gone more.
Casa Brazil was really great. What did we eat there?
I think it was food, mostly.
I remember the chicken. They had these amazing chicken wings. I really loved
Oh, yeah,
them.
chicken wings. It was...
Chicken...
It was just butchered and roasted chicken and fried and...
Oh, they had
dark.
that chicken and okra dish that I really
chicken
liked.
okra.
That was delicious.
I did love my...
But they had the fried chicken and the
yes,
the
yes.
sauce.
I was trying to remember. It was very
Oh,
blackened and lovely.
So good.
Awesome. Came with the lovely sort of, I want to say, coriander sauce of some kind. Mm-hmm. And then, and of course, my ubiquitous fish and coconut and... Oh no! Yeah, gonna miss those guys, but
We're totally gonna miss them.
That's that's just their latest adventure. Who knows what they'll do next?
Yeah, looking forward to it.
I hope they'll do something again because
Yeah,
they haven't disappointed yet. other than
leaving.
buggering off and leaving us without Brazilian food down the street.
Yeah, that was kind of cruel.
That was a
but
bit mean.
I mean, you know, they had it
the
was
fried plantains.
a life they had to regain. So
Best
that's
way
cool.
to eat salt that I can remember in recent history.
The yucca.
Yeah, the fried
Yes,
yucca.
fried
that was it.
yucca. Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yum. Oh well. So it goes.
Yep. But you also found a lot of joy and a lot of food in Amaranth.
Amaranth.
You discovered. I think it was probably about this time when our last chicken.
Joy is a
We had one remaining chicken left, and then she died. And then we decided we're not going to get more chickens this year because it was like April, May, and we're like, let's just wait until next year, next spring. So we'll probably do that this year. But things came up in our garden that hadn't come up in past years because the chickens had been weeding it out all the time. So the amaranth started coming up everywhere in the yard.
Yeah, and I finally learned from last year that stuff that you sort of wanted to leave some of it go because chickens like the seed heads and so on, but that it is essentially what is known here in the market as summer spinach. Yeah, so it turns out that it's also callaloo, which I didn't realise, but I remember callaloo from way back when. But it is an amazing plant, and I decided to try and get rid of a bunch of it by treating it like food and preparing it in a variety of ways. And I think I did pretty good. We really should eat some of it because it is taking up about 30% of the freezer. Yes, it's a really efficient plant. That's what strikes me is the amount of edible matter off of one plant is staggering. It really is. You can see why. I think it's of predominantly African origin, if memory serves right. I'm not 100 on that, but I think that was right. And it is, didn't realise that it is spinach related, and that spinach is in fact apparently a part of the amaranth family. Didn't know that. But it is, it's like an uber spinach. It looks like a lighter leaf, and yet when you cook it up, it doesn't wilt more than typical spinach. It tastes every bit like that, and it's very good. So yes, we did.
It's really nutritious.
Super nutritious, super flavorful. And so I made a few batches of variations of callaloo, with some with nice hot peppers, some with always with onions, I guess, some with coconut milk, and then just treated it as spinach and made cream spinach and stuff like that. Yeah. It's a wonderful stuff. It really is.
Yeah, and the name summer spinach comes from the fact that, spinach, when it gets too hot, spinach bolts and goes to seed, and then you can't grow spinach in the middle of the summer. But the amaranth, that's its time to shine, and it grows freaking crazy. And there are so many varieties of it, and all of it is edible, from the leaves to the seeds to I bet the roots too. Although we didn't look at recipes for that.
Certainly it was saying that
and it grows so big.
Well, I mean, this is it. You remember, I literally just broke down and started bringing in like 8-foot long plants and just breaking them down in the kitchen and into various piles of food, not food, compost and so on.
Yeah, in the summer our house becomes kind of indoor-outdoor house where doors open all the time. Yeah.
But the stem is supposed to be edible, but again I think you have to peel it, and I started trying it, and it was just like I didn't need that much work as well. And like I said, we've still got probably 20 bags of processed callaloo in the freezer
as it is for the winter. For sure.
Yeah. That was good stuff though. It is tasty. I want to do it again.
Did we cover? You have more? You want to talk about it?
No. But of course, as it proceeded, I think if we're talking what then was the process with the garden, then we get to the weird luck with tomatoes this year, where virtually nothing. Tomatillas that we never got around to processing.
What do you mean virtually nothing?
We got any of the real plants that we planted and hoped for decent volume back from. We didn't get any of it.
The actual ones variety. Planted seeds?
Some we planted from seeds. Some were plants that Scott gave us, and we got very, very few pieces. pieces of fruit, quite frankly, from what became large plants. But the randos, the total rando tomatoes everywhere.
My memory disagrees with your memory because I barely bought tomatoes this year. We had tomato sandwiches all year long, all summer long.
No, you're not wrong.
And it wasn't just the cherries.
But we didn't have any for other larger processing. We didn't end up.
Oh no,
with
we didn't have enough to
sauces and
can,
so on.
but we definitely were eating.
Oh, we ate them.
eating tomatoes.
Yes, and
for
that's why there
sure.
was no complaint whatsoever. There was
Well,
through
your
the
idea
season.
of not getting a lot and my idea of not getting a lot are two different ones. Because
Well,
when I'm canning,
when
I,
you've got
I
a
expect to buy
giant
it.
4-foot plant that's spreading over a large portion of the garden, and through the whole season, we got 3 tomatoes from it, for example. And the Mr. Stripey's that we only got
Okay,
very
fine. So
few.
yeah, tomatoes aren't
We had-
a very efficient plant. That's true. But we
did not-
did get enough
But we
tomatoes.
got enough to eat, and
Yeah.
and mostly, but an awful lot of our tomato welfare was random things. It was the cherries that
This is true.
never turn out to be the thing that were ever planted,
Mm-hmm.
and yet they give plenty of fruit. And
We did
even the
eat a
ones that we
lot.
had that were left for the kids, because Brett, if you could, please, plant them, but please don't eat them because we want our kids to enjoy them. Okay, and then
then the kids
and then the
didn't come
kids
out and
didn't
eat
eat them. No, so we had to go and eat them.
Some kids did, but
Sheesh.
there were a lot. I mean, this was This was the first year since 2020 that people weren't here,
Oh, that's true. Yeah, people were running away.
and they were on vacation traveling and stuff. So, but we did make use of those tomatoes,
Absolutely. You got your skillet fried ones every morning with your breakfast.
and we made
I
pasta
made-
sauces with
made-
just
I
grinding
just,
it,
I just
blending them up with
pulverized
the-
and made pasta sauce.
What's that
and-
called? The immersion blender, which is surprising that people don't use more in recipes.
I may have done that, and I may have used the actual processor in that case, but I'm not 100.
Anyway.
But then there was also that chutney that I made with the
That pear tomato
pears
chutney.
and
That was
tomato
more of a
pepper.
like the last remaining.
Of the reds that
Of
were
the
getting
reds,
sad,
yeah,
and
yeah.
the sad pear, and
Yeah, I'm trying to do this
holy
in
cow.
chronological order, and it's not.
Nope.
It's really tough. My whole year is sort of moving together,
But you've gotten to
Um,
the end of that summer season when I point out that it turns out I processed, what did we decide it was? Something
yeah.
like 23 pounds
of
of
cherry tomatoes.
cherries and other random, not deliberately planted tomatoes that stayed green. Just did weather
Yeah.
did not behave, and so we can
Yeah.
go. But and just turn that into green tomato chutney, green tomato marmalade, jam. You used a bunch for your pickle.
Oh yeah, I made like Indian
The Indian
like
with
the mango pickle kind of flavor that I'm might be thinking of
with the watermelon gherkins.
Yeah, with watermelon gherkins and green tomatoes. It was amazing.
So good. We've been giving it away for weeks now.
Yeah, months.
Yeah, exactly. So that was bizarre success from unsuccessful fruit. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. Oh, another big thing that happened this year.
What was that?
Our little baby Papa grew up. He got
Oh my
pollinated.
goodness! Yes.
Our
That was a
flower
surprise.
became a fruit and became
And what a beautiful flower.
yeah, it was.
Weird sort of velvet chocolate kind of sort of thing. It was absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous. And but then to get, I mean, we had, what was it? Wasn't it 2 regular ones? And then there was the one that grew sort of like a star around a branch. So you had like,
Yeah, so we had a
like
single,
4
and then we had cluster.
Right,
A
yeah,
cluster of
single
like
and a
5,
cluster.
I think it was. It was an odd number. It wasn't
It was
4.
very
It
weird.
was like 5 or 6, like 7. I don't know. Odd number is not 6.
we were allowed, we
even
even managed to
even
let Scott have one.
Yes, we did share.
We shared ish.
But like, I mean, if you ever have a pawpaw, well, if you're ever like buying pawpaws, you're like, do they grow single or do they grow in clusters? Well, both on the same tree. I don't know what the deal is, but
it's
that was
weird.
really exciting when the fruit started coming, and then it took so long for it to ripen, but it was definitely great
Oh, it
and
was
worth
worth
it
it.
for sure.
Absolutely, it was yummy. And your May pops and
Oh yeah, their passion fruit vine otherwise known as maypops. It's kind of like a passion fruit. I mean, it is just like a passion
Staggeringly
fruit that's
primordial
northern
looking
hardy.
flower that, I mean, is stunning. And then then apparently it is endemic, right? Isn't that what we learned?
I don't know. I know that Joe Deming is growing it because she was talking about it too, and she brought some of them to an event for people to taste. And I was like, "Oh, you've got them too?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "This is great. It's not just me. Woohoo!" But Grow Pittsburgh grew them too, so it's got to be somewhat native, or at least not invasive. Kind of feels a little invasive though.
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
the branches were coming up everywhere in our yard.
It would just
Like
appear
10
everywhere.
feet away. I'm a little fearful if we ever are not here to maintain it, but whatever, I don't care. I won't care at that point.
No, but it is bonkers thing. But I mean,
Yeah.
But then I guess maybe it's part of the discussion of what things they might not be endemic, but they work at this latitude, and are they endemic just a bit south of here? And at this point, we're now looking at things that can help forests and woodlands and so on survive in climbing in the changing climate. You know,
Yeah, could it maybe counter some knotweed or poison ivy or something that's evil? Yeah. Well, anyway, they are delicious. You don't get very many because it still takes a long season to ripen. But we didn't put the ones that didn't ripen into the compost because we were afraid of getting more.
Good Lord, no. I feel like I could probably take those dried fruits and launch them into the gardens of my enemies and make their lives difficult for the rest of the year. Should have thought of that.
That would be, we could put them in these new houses that are developing, and the neighbors with the knotweed.
New meaning to guerrilla planting.
We're not gonna reveal all of our evil ideas here on this podcast. But all right, let's go to my birthday and then your birthday. So my birthday, we ended up the first time at the new Pusides Garden, and that was an amazing meal.
Oh my gosh, so beautiful, such a lovely
really
place.
Was.
Yeah, the food was spectacular.
Yep.
I mean, it always was good. It always was good. But...
So, highly recommend Pusides Garden. And then for Brett's birthday, I surprised him and made souvlaki on the grill. And we had a party in the alley, and that was a lot of fun. A lot of people came over and had this really nice sort of Greek spread in the alley. It was lovely. Didn't rain. It was good. It was a good day. Let's see. Oh, there was a lot of really great food from Chef Raff, who I interviewed for this podcast earlier this year. He's growing, if you haven't listened to the episode, go ahead and listen to that episode because it's really good. He's growing all kinds of Filipino vegetables. And there's this one cucumber that looks like, when you cut it, it looks like a star. It's really cool looking.
Oh, that was beautiful too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was really, and yeah, all of his produce is just lovely.
I don't know how. I mean, dude just taught himself how to grow, and he is growing this perfect looking produce. I have no idea how he's got the golden touch. He's good. Oh, and I wanted to mention about our garden. We're not going to be able to grow our tomatoes out there. So all that space that we had last year to tomato plants are very inefficient. But it wasn't in our yard. It was kind of next door. So we had this extra garden space that we could just, let things grow, and it wasn't a problem. And now we don't have that luxury of extra space now. So we have to be very careful about what we grow because the house next door sold, and they have poured concrete over where our garden bed used to be.
That's true.
We're the last remaining nature spot on the block on this side.
Yeah, well, I'm fairly confident that there will be random tomatoes somewhere down the back there.
That's true.
Because I can't control them all, and yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we could bring some back to this side of the garden too. But
yeah. So okay, let's see. It's a little bit about nature now, but I had time on my hands this summer, so I was able to hand raise monarch butterflies.
That's true. That was lovely.
I found the eggs on the milkweed, and I was like, oh, maybe this will work. And I looked it up, and
learned how.
Learned how to do it. I put in a little Tupperware container to start, and then Brett found me at some yard sale
Like
little square aquarium with a screen top, which was absolutely perfect. And all the caterpillars eat is milkweed. So all I had to do was just keep putting fresh milkweed in there, and the caterpillars crawled around and ate the milkweed and pooped a lot.
Just like doubled in size daily.
Yeah, and then they made it. They hung upside down in a J, made a cocoon, and they shed their skin off of. They make the cocoon inside their skin, and then they shed their skin. It's freaking bonkers. I'm gonna try and put a video on my blog that I took. It's really cool. And then hatched as butterflies, and I hatched 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was so exciting, and then letting them go is just kind of heartbreaking, but it's so exciting too. Very exciting. So that was a super lot of fun. And then also we had some hummingbirds that they were playing, and I had the video of them playing with each other. They'd like dive bomb each other off of flowers and stuff. It was so cool.
My guess is they're probably this year's progeny. So it's probably 2 from the same nest.
Siblings.
Just
they're probably with each other.
Not. Well, practice.
Yeah.
Because they're super territorial from what I've ever learned. So, yeah.
But I swear I could hear them going, hee. It was just so adorable. They were having so much fun and didn't scare each other off. It was really cute. I enjoyed that. I sat out there for probably half an hour just watching them fly around me. They zipped my head one on each side. It was so cool. Then we had a lot of praying mantis this year, didn't we?
Oh, that was utterly bonkers. Yeah, well, I mean, we were totally besieged by the lantern moth.
The spotted lanternfly.
And I mean, there was so many. I killed them dozens a day without exaggeration through the various nymph stages, because I'd found where they were heading to. It was like, oh, okay, let's see where the last vestiges of the day's light are in the back, because they clearly weren't flying yet.
Yeah, this is
and
where
sure enough,
people
they
were bonkers
were like,
about it this year.
Oh my God, killed so many, and it just didn't seem to make a blind bit of difference. But yes, we saw in both the backyard and the front yard multiple praying mantis, and I think we've identified at least 3 different varieties. I think the Japanese, the Chinese, and I think what they call it, the Carolina. And they were, quite distinct. So it was pretty easy to say, yes, we definitely got those. And so far I've only found 1 egg case that obviously we're looking forward to.
The praying mantis.
Yeah. There's 1 in the lilac.
Oh, cool. Awesome. That's
but
great.
There's probably more around. I hope there are. Certainly I was finding them. Remember, I could just go out, look at the ivy wall and say, oh, I wonder where I'll find a praying. Oh, there it is. And on we would go. And so many of them.
Yeah.
And then we started finding just bits of spotted lanternfly all over the deck, which was wonderfully encouraging.
Yeah. That was great. Oh, I wanted to mention also that the city of Pittsburgh had a county fair.
Oh,
for the very first time in many, many years. But it was called the Pittsburgh County Fair. And Pittsburgh isn't a county. It's Allegheny County.
True.
But we haven't had a county fair proper, with the animals and all the food and all the crafts and all that kind of stuff. We haven't had a county fair in Allegheny County in many, many years. And so this guy, Justin Lubicki, who I'm hoping to interview, but he is also responsible in part for the fermentation festival. But he was like, we should do this. And so he worked with city parks and made it happen. And so that happened in September. He had the very first annual Pittsburgh County Fair, and it was lovely. There were animals, there were demonstrations, there were all kinds of vendors, and
you made vegetable dyes and stuff.
Yeah. It was really cool. It was indigo dyes.
Indigo.
Yeah, so that was really fun. So Brett made a bunch of callaloo And you also made nasturtium pesto. We didn't have a lot of nasturtium here, but we went and got some from a friend and made a ton of that. That is so good. So nasturtium, they've got those round lily pad leaves, and you can eat all bits of them, the stems, and you just have to make sure they're not
leaves,
tough.
the seeds. You can, if they haven't dried, you can obviously just pickle them and turn them into essentially capers.
Yes, they're so good. Just a salt brine and let them ferment for a little bit. They're delicious.
But the pesto is something else. I mean, it was definitely a surprise. I mean, we knew we could eat the flowers for the longest time, which was just lovely. You know, a nice little bright addition in the salad, but then also wonderful peppery taste. But then to discover that basically the whole thing is edible, and that. But the pesto is something other. I mean, and that's another learning thing for me, because I think because you've always, you've had pesto. Mm-hmm. We've had pesto all our lives, but I didn't realize it was a movable feast. I thought pesto meant basil.
Yeah,
and pignoli nuts. Yeah, and garlic cheese maybe. But so exactly. I mean, the base of it though was it was basil. It was a basil thing. And that also it was just to be tossed in pasta. And to find that it's practically anything that will taste good. So I did it with the celery tops as well.
Oh, the celery leaves.
greens.
Yes, that's great.
And that was a beautiful pesto too. But to find that it's that, and then I start winging it and going, I bet this will taste good on a slice of a toasted cheese, which it did. But then to realise that, this is actually, it is. A pesto it's for pasta, it's for spreads, it's as a dip, it's already has all of these purposes, and I didn't know it.
You put it in potatoes. You fried up potatoes the other day, and that was really good. Oh, you made that omelet green with a little bit of pesto, and that was really good. And it was the nasturtium, so it gives it a little pepper, a little brightness. It's so good.
Yep, definitely recommended.
Yeah. Okay, so nasturtium pesto.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
So just follow the same ratio recipe that you ever have. I don't generally put in cheese.
If you ever have. If you haven't, you could look up a recipe.
Well, yeah. I mean, it seems to be the same sort of ratios is all, and it's really dead simple. And like I said, you add cheese if you're going to put it in with the pasta. Otherwise, it's just ready to go.
Yeah.
Paste, dip, sandwich spread.
Very good. Our dahlias did really well this year too. The dahlias, we don't have the dinner plate dahlias that are pretty classic, like the big ones, but we have pretty big size ones. They're like soup bowl sized. I mean, they have them that are like bigger than your head. Anyway, so our dahlias did really well this year, and they're always a nice late. I guess that was November that they really popped, and before the last frost, we ended up getting a really literally the night before was when we harvested some things, and we were so glad we did, because the next day everything was dead from the frost, and the dahlias were a part of that. All of the leaves turned black the next day.
It was even more than that. You got that beautiful set of bouquets, but I mean, I forget what it was, but we did have the foresight to come out and go, yes, let's harvest. And we brought in, I'm forgetting what produce, but we brought in produce too, and then
some herbs and stuff.
And the dahlias had gone through previous colds, but that snap just boof.
Yeah, we did take a few chances that we wouldn't get the coldest temperatures that they were predicting, and we didn't until that day. And then we were absolutely right. We picked.
Yep.
We're yep, let's do it. So that was good.
Oh, it was. I was trying to remember what the other things were that we brought in, because I think you focused on flowers, and I focused on food.
Was it more of the amaranth? No,
I don't think so.
I can't remember what it was, but sorry.
Yeah,
this is why we need to do these more often. The Shelley and Brett talk to you about.
Well, the I'm going to run outside in the cold and salvage some stuff doesn't necessarily. Wait, I've got to get this down in the diary. So, for my birthday this year, I got these big Crocs. They're a gallon. Are they more than a gallon? Is it like a gallon and a half? I don't know. They're pretty big. Yeah, they are big.
But I've been using them pretty regularly and fermenting stuff. I made 2 really big batches of kraut and mixed in some dark greens and some ginger, lots of garlic, It's just been amazing. So we have plenty
that
of crap
last
for this
batch
year.
was spectacular, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we have plenty of that in there still. But I've also gotten really into dumplings from just watching these videos on, I don't know if it's YouTube or whatever, but I started making dumplings, which is what I'm going to do tonight. So
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
excited about that.
While I'm away,
The listening party, yep.
the dumpling maker will play.
Let's see. And we
Shoots no
we
fun.
had Thanksgiving at the Langs.
Which was lovely, as
It
ever.
was lovely, yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously good, homey stuff.
So good.
Lovely, homey fare.
And great company, too.
Yeah. And I made pumpkin pie.
You
And
did.
for some reason, people still think it's weird that I do it from scratch.
And just before Thanksgiving, we had a really dear friend of ours pass, Chuck. He had a liver transplant, and he got on the list and got his liver in like 3 days. His liver transplant was on July 15th, Brett's birthday. But he was almost ready to go home. It sucks. Anyway, he was a big fan of this show, so a little extra
In
heartbroken
so many
here.
ways.
Yeah.
Oh,
But for when we went up to the funeral, Brett decided that he was going to make a batch of Chuck's favorite Christmas pasta sauce.
well, it was a salty, I don't know what level of favoritism it
Okay,
stuck for
he
him.
made it every year, and we got the recipe from him,
And he
so
turned
it
me
made
on to
us
it, yeah.
think about him. And so Brett made this pasta sauce and took a jar up to the family, to his wife and daughters, Vicky and Anna and Sophie.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And we had some here.
That's true.
Gotten really into mushrooms. We made mushroom soup,
Mm.
which I never thought I would be like, yes, let's make mushroom soup. But this stuff tasted fruity and delicious. It was amazing.
Well, I mean, in fairness,
Mushrooms
the first
have so
batch...
many different flavors. I am a fan.
Well, yeah, well, in fairness, that first batch, well, you were saying the fruity and the tass and so on. Let's not forget that we weren't using store-bought stock that is just, very rudimentary flavors. We were using the homemade stock that you'd made, which incorporates lemon peels left over from various other cooking enterprises. You had star anise. You made a really flavorful stock. So when that got passed into
No, I understand, but
mushroom
I've
soup,
had
it was a different
bowls
thing.
of stock just drinking the homemade stock
yeah.
and did not taste that flavor. That's what I'm saying. I didn't taste that same fruity that I was tasting in the
That's
mushroom
weird.
soup. So the mushroom soup was beautiful because of the mushrooms. I mean, I'm gonna stick to that for sure.
well, I'm still quite pleased with both batches.
They were good.
Yeah,
Why do you argue with me?
Yeah, it seems like a thing to do.
And
29 years of practice.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I've gotten really into moss lately. There's a roof on one of the alleys that I walk on that is shedding moss, and I brought a bunch of that home. It's beautiful. Moss is an amazing thing, and I put it in some of our houseplants, and it's keeping the moisture in there. I hope it doesn't kill them. We'll see how it works over the summer, over the winter, to keep them moist. But
Well, you've always liked the close to microbial.
I do, and now I've started bringing it home. I put some in the yard around some rocks. Looks really cool. All right, maybe we won't talk about that. Anyway, and our Christmas trees were really hilarious. They were from the middle of... Oh, look how cute that still looks.
It is adorable.
It's a little dried out.
Mildly scary.
So it's
Sell it to Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, yeah. So I was cutting some cabbage, and the middles of them, when you cut out the little core, they just look like little trees. And so I stood them up, and they stood up, and then they looked like little Christmas trees, and it was really adorable. So I took a picture, and then I decorated them with marker, and people thought they were cookies. I'm going to put a picture on my blog about that, too. Making a note of that.
Preferably one of the early day photographs, because
Yeah.
yeah, that looks creepy.
Okay, so it's dried up. It's like a little shrinky dink now. Anyway, but to round up the year, yesterday was our 29th wedding anniversary. And last year we were really excited because it was our 28th wedding anniversary, and we got married on the 28th of the month. and you only have that happen once.
It's true.
Unless you get married again and have a different day, but that's the day
That's
that we
an
got. No. No, it's not an option. Put that out of your head. Anyway, so we were in Mexico. We're like, perfect. We had scoped out a place that we were going to have dinner. And even though we were running out of money, this place took cards. And our dude was coming back the next day to bring us some cash anyway. So anyway, we get back to our house, our little casita on the hill the night before. And I'm like, we had tortilla soup for lunch. And I was like, my stomach feels a little gassy, whatever. I feel like I got a burp. And then I ended up going to bed. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, like 3 hours after our anniversary started on the 28th of December last year, I had food poisoning. And I took the first shift from 3 a.m. to 3 p.m., and Brett was up in the morning worried about me, saying maybe we should find a doctor. Here, do you want to eat something? And I had no interest in that. And then about 2 p.m., I came out of the bedroom, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm feeling a little bit better now. I can at least like sit up and have a conversation. And Brett's like, I don't feel so good.
Yeah, I tried to fight it. I did not win.
So Brett took the second shift from 3 p.m. till 3 a.m. of not feeling well. So,
it wouldn't have mattered even if I could have gone to myself, because food just was not.
And that happened for like days. Food was just not appealing. And you know how when you go on a trip and you're in a place like Mexico and you just want to eat with gusto. Well, we couldn't. It was like we were eating for just survival. And it was just so, it was terrible. But that was in 2022. So we're not going to talk about that anymore. So this year we were like, right, we didn't get our anniversary Mexican feast for our 28th anniversary. So let's do it for our 29th.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't let me run to the airport.
No, we couldn't go to Mexico for a lot of different reasons right now. So,
I've got my green card in my pocket this time.
Oh my God, that's a whole other freaking story.
Yeah, I mean, geez.
That was this year, but we're not going to talk about it. It was a long, long time ago. We're just going to talk about last night and the meal that we had.
It's true. It was a yummy meal.
It was amazing. We went to Lapa Lapa over on the south side. A friend of mine, Jesus, they started their business out at the public market in the Strip District back in 2013, maybe, I don't know what year they started, but I was there in 2013, 2014. And that's when I met him. And then they got this brick and mortar place over on the south side, and it's fancy and it's great and it's really delicious and we had such a good time. We got there for happy hour.
Didn't even realize. Didn't even think of it.
But it was perfect timing. It was about 24 hours ago right now. It was 4:30-ish.
Yep,
we got there.
Pretty much.
So we each had a margarita, and I think you had a Paloma margarita.
I had a Paloma,
and I had
yes.
A house margarita. And then, even though on the menu it said guacamole, market price, we got it. Because we were feeling like celebratory. So we got our guacamole. And I'm pretty sure
I did not expect, I did not expect the guacamole.
The guacamole, woo, 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 pulls up to the side of our table. It was, the
like
dude was...
Like a clown car horn.
We can't do it as well as Signataro. Anyway, but they made the guac right there for us, and it was really delicious, and I'm pretty sure we each ate 2 whole avocados. Just saying, it was so good. And then I ordered the pork with Marita chili sauce, and it was phenomenal. I just so good.
Yeah.
Even when I couldn't stuff anymore in my face, I was licking the sauce. I was taking little tastes of the sauce on my finger just to get that flavor, because it was just so delicious. It's like the Marita sauce
that I make
that we brought back, the recipe we brought back from Mexico, but it had some tomato in it. It just was like, it was a little bit...
That's what surprised me, because I was trying to figure out what it was.
Saucier as opposed to paste.
Out,
yeah.
So it's obviously meant to low and slow cook it, so you can imagine obviously pouring it into something in a a slow cooker and letting it just set until it all falls apart, and that's what it looked like with
It was
your
so
pork.
good. It was so good.
So tasty, and then to find out that it really was pretty much just that they'd added tomatoes.
And oil.
Tomatoes and oil. Okay, I mean, but still,
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to try that out. See if I can make a small batch with just just a little of some of the our home canned tomatoes and a teaspoon or so of my Marita sauce, and see if that's what it turns into. And then maybe I was thinking about doing it this afternoon, because I think there's a tiny bit of already shredded chicken that we forgot about, and I was thinking of just making that sauce and throwing it in and leaving it on a low heat on the stove for like half an hour or so and seeing whether that pans out.
We should get one of those small crock pots for things exactly like that, so we could do it electric as opposed to gas. But anyway, that's a conversation for not on the podcast. But I did want to point out, so I still have some of that left over. You should talk about your dishes, though.
Oh, well, I think mine was. There was nothing surprising with mine. Yours was the adventurous one.
Mine was good, though. It was enchiladas, right?
Yeah. It was 3 enchiladas, 2 beef, 1 mushroom. Perfectly lovely, with split 50-50, dressed with mole sauce and also a green poblano, I think, sauce on there.
Yeah.
And they were perfectly lovely. Beans and rice, just delightful. No, it was a lovely, lovely meal.
I just got
but definitely the winner of the night was your plate for sure.
So freaking good.
So good.
But we also have
just such lovely people too.
Oh yeah. Oscar, he did a shot of tequila with us for our anniversary, which was
reposado,
lovely.
a nice reposado, really nice reposado. So that was very sweet of him. So, yeah, definitely. That was, Well,
yeah.
I mean, I'd say we go back again, but we know we'll go back again.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the whole we have to.
Not our first rodeo.
I wanted to mention that I have some of that left over from last night from La Palapa, but we also have leftover Chinese food from
Hao Li.
From Christmas Day, which was amazing. So we really do like having Chinese food for Christmas. But we just and Chinese food just in general, but we haven't been able to afford it lately. So that was a real treat.
This is it. It was a
treat.
Well, that was the point. It was Christmas. We're going to treat ourselves and take a load off, and that was great. And we paired it with deep, dark, horrific misery on television.
We did. Thanks, Netflix.
Yay! It was great.
It was a lot of fun. So, what are we hoping for food-wise in the new year? No food poisoning.
Oh yeah, definitely not that.
2024. Maybe we'll save this and do like a food wish.
Well, I think we're always curious. We've always got our palate open, but at the same time, there are certain things that are like I think we want to just expand on, that we figure we can learn some of the notional things of, like Middle Eastern cuisine. I think we both want to explore that more, and we have done a bit better this last year.
Oh, I got the Lebanese turnips. Lebanese pickled turnips pickling themselves right now.
There you go.
As we speak. I should check those out.
Yeah.
Take some to Marcel tomorrow.
I haven't heard your crock burp today, so I don't. But I haven't been here that much. It's a
vinegar and a salt brine, and I haven't ever fermented in that, so I'm curious too. So, anyway.
But so I think we've got certain avenues we're already sort of bumbling down. But because I mean, I'd like to break out the tagine again and.
Oh yes. The preserved lemon chicken was so good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we will do more of this talking and sharing with our listeners, because I miss this. My interviews have been really fun. I'm going to do more of those for sure, but we need to have more of these food conversations. And maybe we'll do a little research about things before we get on here to record.
I should probably know something about what I'm going to talk about.
All right, we might have to re-listen and do some research and fill it in on that.
Pulling things out of my rear end has been my modus for a few years. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for a great year.
Happy New Year to the lot of you.
Happy New Year. Mwah.
Aww.
With Bowl and Spoon is written, produced, and hosted by me, Shelley Danko Day. Copy editing by Carolyn Ristow, details review. Original theme song was written and performed by Paul Labrise and Friends. You can listen to With Bowl and Spoon anywhere you get your podcasts. Follow us and send us questions or messages on Facebook and Instagram or on our website, withbowlandspoon.com. Thanks for listening.
Oh.